Hello everybody, this is Diane. I have the first two of my Christmas journals done for this year, and I'm going to be listing them in my shop. By the time you see this video, they'll be there. They're both blue instead of the red and green, and they're both made with vintage golden books. The first one I made was Jingle Bells, and this one is my Artzology design team project for November. And I did some of the process videos for this book, so you may have seen some of those. So I have it tied with some light blue netting. I'll just untie that tool. And as you can see, the cover has a pale blue with this really fun illustration of Santa in the sleigh with a whole bunch of critters. Just funny little critters. Part of the title is covered up by this fabric, but it's Jingle Bells. I added some blue pom-pom to the bottom of the cover, front and back. It is bound with, there's chipboard in here and Tyvek, and then covered with fabric. And I added a couple of trims here, and then this trim on the spine, and then the same two trims on the back that were on the front. You can see the back here. I've never seen this design on a golden book before. This is the only one I've ever seen like that. So it has 3 signatures. Oh, and it has a bull clip with a ball chain on it, a blue ball chain with a bell and a couple of beads hanging on it. There are some jingle bells, since that's the title of this book. There are some jingle bells hanging off the sides. I left the inside just the way it was. I've never seen a pink one either. And it was inscribed to someone in 1965, and her name is right here. If you want to cover over that with your name, I'll include a label in your packet with this that will fit over that. I put some gimp trim along the edge of the inside fabric, spine fabric. As I said, this is a design team project for Artzology, and the name of her kit is Fun Christmas. So it does have a lot of fun characters and images, and it's not traditional red and green colors. There's pink and there's blue. There is green. So I thought that was, it went well with this, both the colors and the spirit, the fun spirit of these little fun characters. The entire book is included in order in this journal. For the front page, I put on a vellum pocket, and I cut this image out from the kit and glued him on to the vellum pocket. There's some crochet trim on the front edge. This is a tag from the kit, the digital kit, and then I just sewed on a little piece of sheer green ribbon and a little piece of lace. So all of the digital elements are from this kit. So this is a tag from the kit, but I sewed it on as a little pocket with this card that you can tuck in. This is a vintage stencil. I just kind of cut around the stencil and punched out the little pieces so that you can see that it's a candy cane. And I just tucked it in there for something fun. You could use this to embellish your book in some other way. You could glue it to a piece of cardstock and use that for a journal card or something. Looks like I have to glue, this edge came unglued, so I'll have to fix that. Here's the front page of the golden book. It is illustrated by J.P. Miller. Copyright 1964. So this page and this diagonal pocket are from the kit. This is just a plain mottled pink, and I cut this little image out. She has quite a few characters that are just little standalone characters, and then some that are attached, or that are part of a tag or a card. But this one was a standalone character, so I cut him out and just glued him to that pocket. And I included this really fun Christmas card. It's actually a note card. There's nothing inside it. So there's lots of journaling space here. love this page. This is one of the lined pages, so the images are muted. But there's another, you'll see another page that has these in full color. This is a gridded, but it's really different. This paper, I like that paper. This actually, this is one printable that's not from this kit. This is from the old design shop, from her Christmas flashcards. I had to put it on there. And I put some lace on this page. There's another of the lined pages. This is from the kit, and I sewed some gold rickrack down the edge there, and put a pocket on this side, and there's a Christmas recipe, crispy gingerbread cookies, and this is just one of the journaling cards from the kit. I just inked on the back of it. This is where the golden book was folded, and I need to glue that down better because it shouldn't pop up like that. So I will glue that down. That's two things I have to glue. This is a printer stationery, a computer stationery page, and there's quite a few. I got quite a few of those since last Christmas, different designs, so there are probably several in here. These banners are part of the kit. I stenciled the page and added some lace above the banners. And this is part of the kit. I fussy cut it out and just glued it on there. Here's that page that has the full color. Houses and trees. This page came from a record-keeping book about Christmas, so there's room to write. This says Christmas Eve. If you want to use that as a prompt, you can write about your Christmas Eve there. And this is a tab that came with the kit. An envelope that came with the kit. And this is the cover, the back cover of a paperback edition of The Miracle on 34th Street. So I just trimmed off the rough edges so that it would fit in this pocket. And you can see how nicely aged that is. And you can use this for a journaling card. Oh, I have to glue that. There's three things I have to glue. I glued it once, didn't stay. There's some white and green trim here. Don't those bunnies look like Richard Scarry? But they're not. This is a appointment book from the month of December, and I don't remember what year this appointment book was from. So this is a scrapbook paper, but it has pinks and greens just like this kit, so I used that. And then this is one of the journaling cards from the kit, but I put it on as a tuck spot. And this is just from a little tablet. It's pale green with some very pale trees there, Christmas trees. This is just a piece of vintage ledger paper, and this is a part of the kit that I fussy cut and glued to the top. She has, I think, 4 belly bands, and I use one in each signature, and there are 3 signatures. And I know I did something with the 4th one, but I don't remember if I did it in this book or in the next book. So it's a belly band with a wide pink rickrack, vintage rickrack, and then this is one of the journaling cards. So you can tuck photos and whatever you'd like in there. I used the Tim Holtz stitch slots die and made some, well, I already had these made, so I just selected some that would match the colors, and I just inserted some little things. This is one of the tags from the kit. And this is just a small white tag that I had. That's a little round tag. And a little bird. This is part of the kit. And the ticket is part of the kit. And I left this so that you can put what you want on there. There's some vintage ledger, or not vintage, but it's ledger paper right there, and a little Christmas gift tag from probably the 1980s. This journaling card is from the kit. I glued it on as a pocket, and then this is one of the little standalone figures. This tag is from the kit, and then this is just one of my long skinny tags that I make with my Cricut. Felt kind of weird using all this pink in a Christmas journal, but I really do like it, like those colors. Another vellum pocket, and this was a standalone character, and I cut out this shape with my Cricut to put him on. And then this was a little tag from the kit, and I just glued it to a larger craft tag so that I could put it inside this large pocket. Here's one of the bells. They're hanging on the lace. This is from the kit, and I fussy cut around that frame and glued it on. From a school songbook, this is the song Jingle Bells. This is from the kit, of course. This is just a scrap from the cutoffs and another tag from the kit. This wreath is from the kit, and I had cut the inside of it out, and so I backed it with very fine grid paper. I don't know if you can see the grid there, but you can write something in there, and I added this sheer ribbon. Some more banners and some lace. This is from a recipe book called Santa in My Kitchen. So it has some Christmas illustrations on it. And this is just some information about Santa Claus coming down the chimney. This is ledger paper, more computer stationery. One of the printable pages. This is from a book about, it's from the Saturday Evening Post Christmas edition, special edition book. So it has some Norman Rockwell art in it. I don't know if this one is Norman Rockwell. I think maybe it is, but it does have other artists too that were featured in Saturday Evening Post. This is from the kit, and another of the tabs. And this is just a plain lined, it was white with lines on it. It's part of the kit. One of the lined pages, and I just inked, stenciled all over it. And there's a little tuck spot there made with one of the journaling cards. And this is the front cover from Miracle on 34th Street. I thought it was really cute. Somebody sent me this book in a Happy Mail. And another fun Christmas recipe for shortbread squares. You can even use the recipe. This is from the kit. I glued it on as a little pocket and tucked in a couple of the journaling cards. I think it's fun that all of these little animals are getting together to have a Christmas party with Santa and all of these animals. There's another of the belly bands with the pink rickrack, and this one has a little shopping list tucked in and this adorable little card that I found at a flea market. There's some music paper here. It's the back side of that Jingle Bells page, and I just glued on 2 of the tickets from the kit, and then a candy cane, pink candy cane. I fussy cut them out, and I did that also. So there's lots of fun elements in this kit. You get a lot. You get the pages, you get the lined pages, lots of elements to cut out. You get pockets, 2 envelopes, journaling cards, tags, lots of stuff with this kit. Here's another of the Tim Holtz dies, and I used the pink gingham just because there's so much pink in this book. This is one of the tags from the kit. I believe I shortened it so that it would fit into this without being too tall. This is one of the critters from the kit. I think he looks adorable tucked in here. This little mitten. And then there's another ticket, and then I added this circle. This is not part of the kit. Another journaling tag and a critter. Here's another, yeah, that's a journaling card, but it's a pocket now, and that's a tag. And then the last signature has another vellum pocket with another critter glued to another piece cut with my Big Shot, and there's one of the tags from the kit. Another Jingle Bell. And there's another of the round top tags that I put on as a pocket, and another journaling card. She included some folders, and I didn't use them all. The pieces that I didn't use will come with the kit, but I think I used one of the folders in the second journal. So I left it so that you can just open it out and write on it. That's why it's way up here in the middle of the page, so that it's still on the book and you can write on it. And there's one of the tags from the kit and one of the tickets. Again, there's some lined paper in the center of that wreath. This is one of the little cutouts from the kit, and this one has a double recipe card tucked into the pocket. Some more banners with a red, green, and white trim up there. Another tab, and this is the other envelope, and this comes with 2 cards that fit inside the envelope. Lots of pages in here. There's the appointment book page. This is December 25th. And this star is cut out from the digital kit. This is one of the cards from the kit. This is just a little Christmas thank you card. Thank you for making everything merry and bright. And then, oh, I think this is the other belly band. I cut it into a tag shape and put an eyelet, reinforcement there. I think this was the other belly band. Unless it's one of the tags from the kit. I don't even remember now. Here's another of the folders, and it's a tuck spot, glued on as a tuck spot. So there's a Santa Claus playing card in there, and 2 elements from the kit. And another, this is the last stitch slot pocket. There's one in each signature. So this one has a tag from the kit. Another one of the gift packages from the kit. I had printed one of the pages of ephemera twice, once on paper and once on cardstock. So the paper one, the paper gift I glued down, and this one is the cardstock one. There's a little bird and a circle tag and a ticket. These stitch slot pockets are really fun to fill. Here's another diagonal pocket with a critter, a journal card, and a tag. Isn't that pretty? And I just love that these papers are just so fun and whimsical and not traditional. It just makes it fun for the pages in this book. Here's the song Jingle Bells that's right in the golden book. Some ledger you can write on, and another gift tag. And then the last journal card and critter. And these are just plain tags that I made with my Cricut and tag punch. Okay, so this will be in my shop, and this one is called Jingle Bells, and the second one is called Frosty. Again, it's tied with blue tulle, has the same fabric, the same pom-pom, the same trim on the back, but the trim on the front and this back are different. and it has the bulb or the bull clip with a jingle bell and a couple beads hanging on it. And this was really tattered on the corners, so I did put some silver book corners on, metal ones. This one didn't have any writing on the front. And on this book, I used this vellum, or not vellum, but it's acetate that has snowflakes on it. But they don't really show up very well against printed paper, so I just put a plain blue piece of cardstock in there, rounded the corners, and put this little vintage snowflake sticker on it. And when you put that in, you can see the snowflakes against the blue. So there's one of these at the beginning of each signature. And these little vintage stickers actually came with the vintage Post-it notes where you write your note and then fold it up and then the sticker seals it. There's some blue eyelet on the edge of that page. Here's one of the stencils, and I did glue this one to the blue cardstock and put it on as a tuck spot. And this one has probably fruitcake. Yeah, it's a holiday fruitcake recipe, and I jazzed this one up. This one was decorated from last year. It was just some of the leftover ephemera that I didn't use. So again, this book has all of the pages, and this one is dated 1951. So this one doesn't have a digital kit in it. There's fabric tab here. It's got two different fabrics there, and a bulb pin and a jingle bell. I did use some digitals that I had, some tickets and things that I had printed last year. So I don't remember what shop they came from. And then these are just a couple of gift tags that I got at flea markets. This one is vintage, I think, and I don't know how old that one is. This one was on a perforated sheet, so I don't think that one's very old. I did some stamping here. There's Santa's sleigh and a house and some trees, and you'll see the reindeer when we get to the other side of this page. This is again from the old design shop, and I glued it on there, but then I wanted it to look sewn, so I just used a little marker and just made little stitch marks. This is one of the little notepad papers. The coffee dyed paper that's in here was left from last year, so I didn't coffee dye everything. I just put in things that were already coffee dyed. I wasn't trying to make the book look vintage. It already is vintage. This is wrapping paper. I did have some vintage sequins that I got at the flea market, so I just glued a cluster of them onto this page, and I think they turned out really nice just gluing them on there. There's some snowflake shaped ones and then some silver sequins. And then I made a little flip pocket here with a scrap of paper, and there's just a piece of vintage linen and a little printable tag with a snowman on it. I tried to find all of my printables that I already had printed from last year. I had a lot that featured a snowman, so I added this one. And this one is a poinsettia florist hang tag that I got at the flea market a couple years ago. I love this lace that I put on the edge of this page. There's some stamping up there with blue snowflakes. This girl looks like she's getting ready to get somebody good with that giant snowball. I think this is from Tsunami Rose Christmas ephemera, but I'm not sure. Like I said, I printed all this stuff last year. Some children making the snowman. This is from TLC Creates Vintage, from her Christmas kit. There's a stamp there with a little poem that I read on the... No, actually, I didn't put that video up because it was just me inking stuff, so I ended up not publishing that video, but I'll read it to you. It's an old Stampin' Up! Stamp, and it came with a set of 4 stamps that come long and skinny like this, and I think all 4 of them are in here. This says, gingerbread, holly, soft falling snow, candy canes, packages, trees all aglow, carolers, stockings, wreaths hung on doors, may the simple joys of the season be yours. pretty snowflake stamp. This is a piece of vintage fabric and a piece of a vintage towel with some holly on it. And at the top is a teal ribbon with some gold, sparkly gold on the edges. And there's a list you can write on. This is a pocket that I made, and it has a little gift tag on it that you can open up and write on. And this is from TLC Creates Vintage, and it's one of her guest checks that has Christmas designs on it. I think it came with the kit from that, or I don't know if it was separate from the kit, but it has the same sort of pictures, so I used them together last year. And this is from a craft book, Christmas craft book. This is graph paper, wrapping paper. Here's the reindeer following Santa. There's another pair back here that you can't see. And more houses and trees. And this book also gets the stitch slots pockets. So there's a snowman playing card. Oh, that's the Joker. This is a gift tag, shiny blue and silver. These two are printables. This is just a little card and a gift tag. They're both printable, and then this is a gift tag from the 1980s. Got that at a flea market. There's some blue stenciling there, very light. This is a printable, I think also from Tsunami Rose, but it has snowman and a snow lady, so I glued it on as a pocket. And then I took this little ornament that came from one of those punch-out ornament books. They're from the it's either 80 or late 70s, I can't remember now. But it's just a little ornament. And I think it was Golden Book characters, this one. But it's got a little bunny building a snow bunny. So I had to put that on there. And this is just a scrapbook paper page that's got sparkles on it, blue eyelet again. This is the second signature. This again is from that punch out book. This was the Pokey Little Puppy's Christmas stocking. So you were supposed to punch out head, back, and front, and then you would put the puppy inside it. But I cut the back of it off and put it on there. This just came to me in a happy mail. Sharon sent me a bunch of stuff, including pieces of Christmas cards, so that was fun. And there's a little snowman playing card again. I put him so he's peeking out. This is a cluster that I made last year. It says Winter Wonderland. Now this is a fabric snowman. This was on a piece of fabric that I got at a flea market, where you were supposed to cut out all the pieces of the snowman and then follow the instructions, and this was what the finished product was supposed to look like. I guess it was a snowman pillow, I don't know. But I just cut him out, and then I used iron-on Wonder Under, or whatever that's called, and ironed him to a piece of plain, a stiff white cotton or cream colored cotton fabric. So if you use a fabric pen or a fine tip Sharpie or something, you can write on this if you want to. This one has a piece of fabric and a little piece of gold lace. This is from Tsunami Rose Christmas List. So I just had some random pieces of paper that were already printed from last year, and I used some of those. This is a Christmas card front that has an adorable snowman on it, and I glued this on as a pocket. And this is a printable. I think I found this on Pinterest years ago, and it says Silent Night, Holy Night, all is calm, all is bright. And it's got this piece of lace hand sewn on with some blue embroidery, which I did last year. So I just tuck it in there and let the lace hang over the front. This is from a craft book, Christmas craft book, and there's a snowman cross stitch there. This is a vintage coaster, and this is something I had stamped a long time ago, intending to use it as a gift tag. I cut it off the back, or maybe it was a Christmas card. I don't remember, but you can write on it now. Yeah, here's another of the folders that came with the Artzology kit. This is stationery, computer stationery, and a stamp. This is, I think somebody just sent me this in a Happy Mail not too long ago, and it looks like snowballs, and it's so soft. You'll just have to sit there and pet it. I had to put at least one piece of it in here, so there it is. Very lightly stamped snowflakes there. Some Christmas fabric, gold lace, and then this is from a vintage tablecloth. More cross-stitch snowmen. This is the back side of the cross-stitch snowmen, but I left it. It's it's the Nativity, but they were featuring this cross-stitch ornament. But if you want this to just be all about snowmen, you can glue stuff over it. Here's another blue pocket with more snowmen. These are all printables here, and then there's one little snowman card. There's another cluster. Says snow on it. Very lightly stamped snowflakes there. This one is an adorable Christmas card. You can open it up and write on it. And another Christmas recipe card. And this is just fantastic. I have two of these illustration cards of snowmen. It came out of a book, and it was just an artist's rendering of snowmen daydreaming, making snow angels, and showing off, doing a split. And there's more on another card in this book. I just love them. I had to put them in here. Look at this adorable little stamp of a snowman. More cross-stitch snowmen. And this is a snowman cake on a Betty Crocker recipe card. I just used a blue teardrop paper clip to clip him in. Here's another of the tall skinny stamps, and this one is Santa Claus. I just glued on a sheet of the notebook paper that has the very pale trees on it, and then just added some washi tape for decoration. And here's the other side of the snowman, the fabric snowman. Another printable with snowmen dancing around the tree, and a craft tag. I'm not going to pull it all the way out, but it's got this little gift tag on it with a snowman on it. And then the third signature, again, there's some vellum with this blue tag, and then I tucked in this little gift tag. You can pull it out by the string so it doesn't get too far down in there. I thought it was just fun to tuck it in there. Blue eyelet. This one has, this is a tag that I stamped a long time ago with these funny little snowmen, and I had made it to be a gift tag to use when I wrap presents, but I've had it for years and I've never used it. So I glued it on here. This was a snowman bookmark. I think I picked this up at my library quite a while ago. This is pink. Somebody used pinking shears and cut this out of a vintage greeting card, and this was part of what Sharon sent me in my Happy Mail. And then two more snowman playing cards. This one I have a whole deck of, and this one I only had one, and there's another one in here that I only had one of, and I think they came in Happy Mails. Some more sequin snowflakes glued on there. I love this list paper that has a snowman on it. This is two pieces of wrapping paper glued together. Vintage wrapping paper. this beautiful Christmas fabric. I cut out one of the squares and made a fabric flip. You could glue something here to write on or put a photo in there. And this card matches that bookmark. I covered up some of the information on the back of the card with this vintage envelope and a little vintage Christmas seal. And these are, I believe these are pieces of Christmas cards that came from Sharon. Somebody cut this one out and glued it to some paper. But these are all vintage. If I can get it back in there, I want to show you how I put the little one in. So I put it in standing up like this so it doesn't get lost down in there, and it fits standing up that way. This is a printable from GT Designs, and she sent that to me. She just sent it to me for free out of, you know, to thank me for my videos and stuff. I know she sent them to several. Is it Renee? I think it's Renee. I forgot her name. But yeah, I love this. It's a 1961 December calendar. So I printed it on cardstock and just glued it in there. Yeah, it's Renee. There's another stamp from that long skinny set. Another flip pocket with a flash card that says snow. A Christmas card that has a snowman sledding on it. It's really cute. And then this vintage tag made out of a vintage card that's been pinked again. I just tied some fiber through it. Here's the other snowman artwork. Snowmen diving, doing laps, and synchronized swimming. I think that's my favorite. Kind of reminds me of the Calvin and Hobbes cartoon, the comic strip, that he did so many really funny things with snowmen. Those are my favorites of the cartoons, of those comics. There's another poinsettia that's just glued on as part of the tuck spot, and this is a tag that I made probably several years ago. It's got some reindeer. We're getting to the end. The last stitched pocket, it does have one vintage tag in it and one playing card. Oh, must be I had two of this one. I think he's in here already. And then the rest are printables. That's a printable tag. I put this on as a tuck spot so that I'd have a place to put this. I didn't want to glue it down because it's pretty on the back too. I think it's the front of a Christmas card. It's really cute. And then this is a printable, so he's a tuck spot also. And I put some Mod Podge. I not Mod Podged a napkin, candy cane napkin, and it was one of my little cocktail ones, so the candy cane part was only about that big, so I put two of them on it. And this is a vintage Christmas postcard. It says a happy and prosperous new year. It is torn, but it's got a snowman on it, and it's genuinely vintage. So there we have it. There's some rickrack on the back here. So I have Frosty and I have Jingle Bells, and I know it took me a long time to go through them, but there were so many details to talk about. So I hope that you like these, and I hope that you'll give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment, and then come on over to the shop and look for these journals and see what else I have in there. I also just listed 4 journal kits. This is Sunday night. These journals will probably they'll be listed Monday morning. And I've already sold 2 of the journal kits, so there's 2 left. If you wanted a journal kit to make, plus a journal, I can fit this in the box with the journal kit and probably won't add to the shipping. So anyway, come on over to the shop and see what else is there. And I hope that you have a wonderful start to your week. Bye-bye.